Good morning, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Just paid the rent. Once a month we have to pay the rent, and it takes my ex-wife and myself combining our money to pay the rent. I'm Today the apartment complex here is asking people who live in the apartment complex to go to the office, and they'll tell us about them bringing in Verizon. No. Which one was it? It's the one that's so bad that I've done business with for years. For internet, and then it used to be for cable television. I've been with them for so long. I abandoned them, a year or so ago, or however long ago it was. But today, well, anyway, the apartment complex here, has made a deal with whatever the name of the place is. And so for about, what is it? I'll find out today exactly. I think it's $54. Yeah, I think it's about $54 or $59. There'll probably be tax added or something. We will not be paying Spectrum. That was it. Spectrum. Man. Oh man. Anyway. But I won't have to pay Spectrum because I got rid of them a while back, and whatever. But Spectrum and the apartment complex, they've made out a deal, which is not uncommon. Well, it's uncommon, I think, here, maybe in Texas or in Dallas, Fort Worth, or whatever. But I told you this before. Out in California, I know that this is like there's a tall apartment buildings, there, and if you want internet service, because the apartment complex, makes a deal with the high-speed internet provider. I mean, really high speed, and that's the only one that's allowed. But now, of course, with like we've got here, we're using Verizon, the thing, which is plug into whatever. But something now, like they could do it there. I mean, you just couldn't. That was a thing. So now, I'm sure those people out there. So there is some diversity there in the up in those apartment buildings. But before this, it was the company, the same one that Tech TV uses. They're in a small town, but in California, and they got extremely high-speed internet at not too much, and because they really need, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff, at the same time, even so. But here it's 6 a.m. now, so in about 3 hours or so, I'll be able to go to the office and see exactly what their deal is. I'm sure I'm going to switch. And it'll be interesting to see, because the deal is, you get 500 down. And we'll see. Are they going to, hold? I mean, is Spectrum going to, is it Spectrum? I can't remember. Anyway. So, now my I really want to get this, I really wanted to get the eyes taken care of, but it's pushed back to March. No, I had my choice. I could have got February, in February now, I was scheduled to have, let's see, today is the 3rd. I would have been having surgery today. So, and I would really like to get it taken care of because it's just so difficult, not being able to, like I told you, and I've mentioned here repeatedly, in the morning, when the sun's coming up, and I'm going down to the dollar store or over to the donut store, or, uh, the sun shining in my eyes because of the cataracts, I guess. Um, I'm doing this, and people are going to think that I'm, that I'm having some type of mental problem. I think I'm in the military or something, and I'm saluting or something, and then it's when the sun's going down in the west or whatever. Let's see, rises in the east and goes down in the west. Okay, so. Um, So, um, how safety rules written in blood saved lives in Tokyo plane crash. U.S. denounces comments by far-right Israeli officials on resettlement of Palestinians. Man dies after crawling inside a jet engine. How billionaires store their cars. Oh, I need to know that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a car. Haven't had a car for a long time. If somebody gave us a car, or if we were on uh, uh, one of those shows that Darlene, the ex-wife, watches religiously, even the repeats, from years ago. Uh, Even if we won a car on there, we wouldn't be able to, we wouldn't be able to afford the taxes on it. We wouldn't be able to afford the upkeep on it. We wouldn't be able to car insurance. We don't get enough for all that stuff. We can't afford a car. My arthritis is so bad. Of course, now the cars are so nice. Being an electric one, you're not going to have the trouble with the internal combustion engine or whatever. It's going to be, I guess what you have to worry about is probably your batteries to make sure that, that the batteries don't go, bad on you or something. But so far as the car, and then the things that the cars do nowadays, I've seen a few, like if you're pulled in, you're parked someplace, and you're the driver, and you're going to, you look in the rear view mirror, or I can't twist my head around, but, you look back to check that there's not a car coming down the way, but the sensor on your car, if you try to if there's a car or truck or something coming, or a motorcycle, it won't let you open the door until it's safe for you to open the door. Stuff like that. Just amazing. So I never got the benefits of the brand new, the brand new cars with all the high tech stuff is. They even park themselves, And I'm sure you have too, probably on YouTube, that in a very small parking spot, that you can just hands off and have the car park, Yeah, they got some nice things now. NFL, let's see. Hear what changed voters' minds after voting for him twice. So I guess those people, the ones that do want to, that voted for him twice, and if they're willing to change, then I guess they're not in a cult. I guess they were in a cult, but they're not anymore, and they're able to. Man, the others are scary, like Night of the Living. No, it's not Night of the Living Dead. What's that one where you go to sleep and then the pod? What's that movie called? And a pod grows, and then the pod becomes you. Although, yeah, and then so the person is trying to act like he's not that he's been assimilated or whatever, and then he goes out on the street, and then people that have been turned, that are pods or whatever, pointing and screeching at the person. My oldest daughter is on TikTok, and she does videos on yards and plants and all that kind of stuff. Man, she's really good, she's turning out really good TikTok videos. And then she also talks about movies and things like that. And man, she's good at that, on that subject too. I can't do a short video. Oh, by the way, the video that I made a day or two ago here, that was very short because my grown son, just as I started making it, and it was intended to be a short one, about a 20-minute one or something, but he cranked up his laptop computer volume really loud in his room, which is right over there, and because I thought, man, when I was in here, and I thought, what in the world how can he stand that? And then I paused the video making, and then I went out. Well, what he was doing, he was down using Darlene's computer in the living room, but he wanted to hear the music or something from his laptop in his room. So I said, Jimmy, could you do me a favor and turn it down for 15 minutes or whatever? And he said, oh, okay, yeah. And then I came in here, and about 5 minutes later, he turned it back up. So to him, that was 15 minutes or whatever. Anyway, I got a copyright hit on it, which doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. I got a copyright hit on the thing. Which just means, that if that started making money, and that video's not going to be making money, money would go to the copyright owner or something. I've made videos on that I think it's totally stupid, but I understand why YouTube has it set up that way, because they don't want to get involved in the litigation and that kind of stuff. They don't want to get involved in that. But that whole thing is sort of a racket. I've talked about that before. And it came over, I think, from when people were kids were getting music, without paying for it. And so these things were set up and people were getting hit with, parents didn't know that, their kids are listening to a lot of, music or whatever. And then the parents get a bill for $2,000 or something or other for music, and the things went to court and everything. But, the little guy gets screwed, My grandson, when he lived with me here, my grandson, only grandson or grandchild, he was getting brand new movies that were just released. Somehow, I don't know. I was never interested in anything like that, And he got a notice, or I got a notice, because of the internet provider or whatever that came through saying, this is a violation or whatever, and whatever, stop this, whatever. And then I told him, don't do this, and then a while after that, another notice, this is a second notice, and finally I told him, and I think he stopped doing it. I don't know. He's not living with me now, of course. His mother came from Sweden, and then she got an apartment complex here, and so then he moved in with her, and our apartment is here on the end, and then the other row of apartments, well, there's over here, but anyway, I could look out the sliding glass doors for our patio, and she was up on the second floor of the building over there, so we could wave, even talk to each other, I could step out on the patio and talk to her, and she could talk to me. One night I heard the gunshots, but I didn't see, and I think I heard the voice, if I remember correctly. I know she did. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and she was sitting out not on the patio, but out by the door, and there's stairs that go up to the thing, and she was sitting out then right, we're at the end of the apartment complex. Well, of course, I guess somebody could say the end's over there in the end, but we're right there. Next to us is at this end, a place for, I guess, people that are too old or have a handicap or whatever is there. And then down from it a little bit, that goes down to Camp Boy Boulevard, that area, and there is, vacant. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, some young black boy, I can't say boy, anyway, a young black person, got in some type of I don't know what it was, confrontation, and the other person was shooting at him, and I heard the gunshots. I know I heard the gunshots. I can't remember now if several years ago, if I heard the police officer. Yeah, I think I heard yelling, The police just happened to be in the area at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because of Las Vegas Trail, is it? But Hillary saw it all and heard it all because she was on the outside of her apartment, not on the patio, and she could look right down, and this young man was being chased and being shot at, and I could hear the gunfire for sure, bang, 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 or whatever, and then Hillary and a police officer, and then of course I could see from the patio. I couldn't see on the other side of this fence. It's a wooden fence, but I could see the police cars stopping on Las Vegas Trail. Is that what it is? Anyway, and an officer running with the flashlight or whatever, and right on the other side of the fence. With, I don't know, 25 feet or something like whatever. But Hillary saw it, and the police officer was saying the young man was hit by I don't know how many rounds, but he was hit. And the police officer was saying, "You're going to be okay." Of course, they had the ambulance on the way. "You're going to be okay now, son." The officer was saying, "Now, son, you're going to be okay now. You're going to be okay. Don't worry. We got help on the way. It's coming." Boom, he was dead. So, we just paid the rent. I wonder if I should go over and get us some donuts. it was really cold the last few days. I just can't take the cold anymore. And I've mentioned here many times that I worked hospital security for 30 years, and I spent um, an entire shift, jump starting cars. And yes, it's we used all over the years. We tried all different kinds of things, dual generators, dual battery packs or whatever, not using the patrol vehicle battery, but using a separate thing, and using a Cushman uh, type of thing that's used by the post office a lot of times. I'm not sure if they're still using it. Probably they are someplace. All different kinds of, if you have a generator in the back of your patrol car, your Jeep or whatever it is, then you have to put gasoline into it. The officers are going to spill gasoline when they're, one of them is going to at least spill some, and then you're driving around with the smell of gasoline. But um, how did I get on the subject of that? Well, anyway, um, I looked at this video. A lady had a gallbladder. I think it was a gallbladder. Well, it says kidney stone. Okay. Procedure. So she went in thinking. By the way, she's a nurse, or was a nurse. She went in, and I forget, something very weird happened that can happen. And so she went in to have that. She's got a couple married, a couple, I think a boy maybe 12 and 8 or something, that age range. And she was a nurse, I think at a doctor's office. And anyway, she woke up, and they had to amputate her legs. I think it's from like the knees down or something. And wow. And she was being interviewed in the the bed in the hospital, and whatever it is that happens occasionally. Apparently, she's going to lose her arms. Both of her arms apparently are probably down. Oh my God, some people took up a collection, and now she's probably got more. I think they said $60,000 have been raised to help the family. But now with a, let's see if I think you can see. I'm not going to run the audio, but yeah, there she is. Wow.
Just a few weeks ago, Cindy Mullins was living a pretty standard life.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see. I'd kind of like to hear what changed, because we're seeing a lot of news people are going and interviewing people who are going to the Trump rally or something like that, and it's just amazing, that at this point. I mean, in the beginning, well, not even in the beginning, but of course I'm a Democrat, and a liberal Democrat, so no way, but in the beginning, say the first, well, I don't even see, I can't understand how somebody the first time could even vote for Trump. Yeah, I just can't comprehend it. It just blows my mind. But, a lot of these people are being interviewed outside a Trump rally or something, and they've drank the lemonade, It's just amazing that it's amazing what a cult can do. What a cult can do. I mean, what if people get into that thing, what they'll believe, and and how they won't change their opinion, and how they'll drink the lemonade. Uh, but um, I would be interested to find out what it is that, because it's here, a story of what. So they interview. I guess they interview some people that have changed their mind about Trump. So it would be, because why can't those other people? Well, I don't know. There's a wide range of people that. I guess we don't want it like what was that thing I was talking about? Where people are cloned by, like a pod is laid behind them, and then if they're sleeping and it's close to them, then the pod becomes them. Or I guess not them. I guess it just takes over their, I don't know. This will be an interesting thing, I guess. The Epstein-linked John Does are about to be named publicly. That'll be interesting. Have you filled out the new FAFSA to get college financial aid? Want to hear more from you. I don't know anything about that. I just took community college courses. I did not get a degree because but when I went to the police academy, we were in Kansas City, Missouri, the police academy. When I started through it, the academy was in Independence, Missouri. So that was inconvenient for me because I was doing it nights, and so I'd have to work and then drive all the way out to Independence. But it was in, what was interesting was it was used to be a nunnery and there were roads in there, there were buildings in there, and that had been, the nuns had left, and it was being used. And so halfway through the course there, now see, we could drive the patrol cars through that, that area and not have to go out on the, but one of our guys did, they told us all, okay, these cars do not drive out on the, on the streets of Independence or whatever. And one of the guys went out and did it, did it. And I don't think he should be a police officer, but I don't know anything about it, but anyway, we were halfway through the thing, and then the community college is in Kansas City, Missouri, made a deal, and they held the classes, the police classes or whatever, and they're probably already holding them there, but we got credit for them or whatever. So I got credit. We were the first class that got, college credit for that. But what I did is I took, after that and another thing, I took the classes I wanted to take. So I didn't get it, I just took, all the police, accident investigation and constitutional law and all that kind of stuff. And didn't try to get, a degree. I didn't need a degree, really, Britain's official coin maker is recovering silver from X-ray film and turning it into jewelry. I worked at a hospital where the radiology department, the director of the radiology department, department head, administration said, told us, told the director of security, and then he told us, that they suspected, I think they knew, that the director, the department head for radiology was stealing, I guess. I remember when I was a kid, I developed some, pictures, negatives into pictures or whatever. I guess made negatives and then made, anyway, he was stealing the solution or whatever that had silver in it, and then selling the silver or something. And I don't think they wanted us to. They wanted us to, record when his comings and goings, that type of stuff at the hospital. What time he came on duty, department heads don't usually time in on a card at the places I worked. So it wouldn't have been falsifying a hospital or the time card, but falsifying the time that he came to work and that he left. And so we were doing that. I don't even remember what the outcome of the thing was. But I'm sure what they did is probably, let him go for not being truthful about, the hours that he worked or something like that. They probably went that direction. Anyway, 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end this. And I'm really looking forward to finding and seeing what type of, I'm sure I'm going to sign up for it, for the internet here through the apartment complex. So we'll have no dealings with Spectrum. The office will have some dealings with them, but we'll pay the office, and supposed to get $500 down. It'll be interesting to see. I was signed up with Spectrum for, I don't even want, what makes me sound stupid. Well, I am stupid. It makes me, I was supposed to, I had a period where I was supposed to be getting 1 terabyte down or whatever. I don't think I ever got it, and I paid them for 6 months or something, and just, I didn't even want to deal with them on the telephone or whatever. I mean, part of it, I think, too, I wasn't, my hearing is bad, really bad hearing, and now bad eyesight. And, I'm going to be, I've been telling you that I'm 82. In March, I'm going to be 83. I never thought that I would ever, I just never really did the math and thought about it. I've talked about that before. I never thought I'd be 82 years of age. I didn't think I'd be, the things that came up, like the movie 1984, was that it? And those kind of things. I just never did the math and thought about, okay, well, how old would I be when, And sure enough, I've gone through those barriers, and now I'm going to be 83 here in a couple of months. Oh, I'll be having my cataract surgery in March. There, let's see, where is it? Oh, it's over there. I don't want to reach that far. Oh, here it is. This the ophthalmology people, the ones that are going to be doing they really did set this up really nice. You get a folder, and then I had to talk to the lady on the phone to, reschedule for the surgeries. And she said, I'll send you one of those, such and such. I said, thank God, thank you very much. I said, that is that is a great idea. The way they did this, the way it's divided, and it they highlighted the areas in here, and all this all this kind of stuff. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'll send you one." And so I'll be getting another one of these through. It makes it, especially for me, somebody dumb as me. I have trouble remembering, dates and things like that. And anyway, I'm going to end this and and I'll let you know what I find out when I hope this works out. I'd like 500 down. I don't need 500 down. People think that I do, but this is a 30-minute video, 35-minute video, and I've made some hour videos, but still, but at least I'd like to get what I'm paying, if I'm paying for, and so anyway, thank you very much for watching.